All right, so, I'm sitting here in the Wawa. I got to be quick about this. Sitting here in the Wawa parking lot. A lot of y'all don't know about Wawa. Northeast Wawa. The best. Anyway, I was talking to my friend, your brother. Okay, I'm talking to unificationists. When I say brother, the deepest meaning of the word brother. Okay? So, riffing off of yesterday's talk, which was about the numbers of Reverend Moon and how there is father numbers and mother numbers, got us deeper in conversation. And here's the fact. The church, which is also the bride of Christ is the true mother, but it is also the church. Everybody in Christianity knows that the church was the bride. But these two feminine ways of approaching the people of God, right? These are the feminine mother entities. So one mother is actually the mother of the true family, who by extension gives us life as proxies, parallel to her own children. Without her, we don't have an identity, okay? Can she fulfill this role without fully understanding it? Absolutely. We're living in that right now. She calls herself Han. I talked to you yesterday. The moon is attached to the providential numbers. The moon is attached to the meaning. And Han is irrelevant. So I don't want to talk about how she veered off on that. And I don't want to talk about the other end of the spectrum who totally wants to disown their mom. You're dealing with a situation where your mom is a little bit out to lunch, but you wouldn't be here as the Lord over the angels if she didn't birth you. So you're in that type of dilemma. Okay, all right, fine. But I was talking to a friend of mine named Larry. He's also the cousin of my wife. So he said, we're coming down to the point where we have to ask the question, what type of blessed family are we? So if you're into the taxonomy of spiritual how you exist, existentialism, like how you exist, what type of blessed family are you existing as? Are you existing as one who needed the church? You needed the elements of the formation and growth stage. You're still sucking off the milk of formation and growth stage, right? So you needed church. Church is only good up to the top of the growth stage. Church is only good until church is to meter out restoration or restoration credits or restoration type vitality elements, so that then you could have your eyes washed with something new because you listen to the words of the Messiah, and with those eyes you understand the gift of the Messiah, which is the blessing. So if you hadn't fully grown to understand the value of the blessed family, you identify yourself as church member. But, and this is where my friend is getting at. So if you identify yourself as church member, you're still trying to get somebody to teach you. You still haven't had the breakthrough to understand the cosmic value of the blessed family. So you're still wanting something, because like Father said this, you can find it in the real Chunseung Young. He said, you people think that this diamond, the blessing that I gave you, is a piece of glass, because you don't know even what a diamond is. So you're walking around thinking you're the owner of a piece of glass. And so here's the problem. If you think you're carrying around a piece of glass, Satan can tempt you to make trades for other valuable things, because you esteem your gift, the gift that Father put in the box and gave you, as if that was a piece of glass. And there's lots of stuff that's more important than a piece of glass. So you constantly make this mistake of making this trade. And so if you're still one who makes trades with the meritocratic entity for a position in the church, you'll make trades. You'll turn your back on your own blessed children for position in the church. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you that this is the new mathematics, instead of telling people, oh, you should really get into this conversation, you want to be the leader of the new conversation. You think that you can steal the prophets. That's why Jesus talked about those who tried to steal the prophets after they did the work in the field, right? So if you're one of these people, you will slow down the propagation of this message, because you don't like that I'm the originator. So you'd rather, study it and be the originator before me. So you actually slow down the propagation of the message, right? And so I was talking to my friend, and he's totally on board with what I just said, that there are these people that will slow down the message, because how did Father say it one time? We could do even Reagan said this in lockstep with Father back in the Cold War. He said, we could do a great deal of good if we don't worry about who gets the credit, right? So you're going to hear something good when you're taught. This is a good thing. So it's not, my goodness is to admit it, but that's secondary. It's the clarity itself that's the goodness. You won't propagate this goodness because the angel part of you is worried about credit and shit like that. So my friend says, what kind of blessed family are you? Because if you're still living off of credit as milk, if you're still living off of promotion as milk, if you're still living, the central figure pat me on the head as your milk, then you're still in flux between the angel life and the true human life. And we are struggling against the mind of the angel. That's the seed of fallen nature. The mind of the angel is the seed of fallen nature. So if you're still trying to be fully born into the person who's not operating out of fallen nature. You're just operating adjacent to the heart of God in a decentralized realm. What kind of blessed family are you? That's what my friend was saying. He's like, are we, what if fate came and cut off the umbilical cord, is the imagery that my friend was talking about. Would you live or would you die? So are you fully fledged or are you still incubating, right? At the moment of the cut of the umbilical cord, I'm talking about, I established two mothers, right? There is the bride of Christ that is the church, and then there's the bride of Christ that is Mrs. Moon. So when, at the time when she is cut off from you, when the umbilical cord is cut, what type of offspring are you? Which is what my friend was saying. What type of blessed family are you? Are you a blessed family that so laments? And here's the thing. You lament the loss of what? Babylon. When she gets cut down, there will be people who lament the loss, because you're the one who makes this woman, this female entity, a Babylon. It's your faith or a true mother. If you understand her in the eyes of providence, then you were born from Babylon, born from true mother. If you understand her through the lens of archangel mentality, church hierarchies, oh, she's at the top of the pyramid with true father. If you think that way, then she is a Babylon to you, not because of her completely, but because of you. So if you esteem her according to hierarchical values, you're going to miss her like the people in Revelations missed the Babylon at the destruction of Babylon. So, you know, a lot of you people don't like Hyunjin when he said whore of Babylon, but the whore of Babylon isn't true mother. It's the unholy way that people relate with true mother that's actually even worse than that. In other words, you still want her so that she could give you things that angels look for. And when she's cut off from you, you lament. You lament, meaning, oh, where's our position going to come from? Maybe you lament, where's our salary going to come from? Or maybe you lament, where is my daily affirmation that I'm a good Cain going to come from? Because you have the value system and you still eat the food of the angel. Humans are not hierarchical. Humans' eyes are open. Their eyes see that the most valuable thing that anyone could ever covet or anyone could ever want is the blessed family. And so when you have the most valuable things, your level of want goes down. Your tendency to make stupid trades like Eve did in the garden, where you trade the most valuable thing for cheap shit, goes away. If you yourself know that you are the heir who possesses the most valuable thing, you become this person that doesn't make trades. And let me tell you something. That's why you become a person who doesn't trade for position in a church or even credit for revelations. You don't care about credit. You just care about the health of your family, because that's the apple of God's eye. Which is why I said, I care about you because I have to intermarry with you. How can I protect the lineage that God gave me without you? Because I can't go beyond 2 generations without you. Because I'm seeing through the lens of true family values. It's not a church. It is a reality. So my friend, when he said, what type of blessed family are you? Are you still living off of angel values and thus going to miss the woman, the church, that is a Babylon, that is selling these bullshit things like position, praise, promotion, right? And political power in the church, right? That woman or that female entity, the church, selling those things to people who hold those things in highest regard. Which type of blessed family are you? Are you the blessed family in name only, who doesn't know, according to original, true human, original God values, that the blessed family is the most valuable thing? Do you actually live as though I'm already a recipient of the most valuable thing, fighting for whatever you fight for from the victory of knowing that you're already a blessed family? Or are you still looking for something because you thought that your blessed family was like glass, and so it was passé, and it was trivial, and so of course you must strive for more valuable things, and then find at the church, which was like a bazaar selling in the temple, the church is selling promotions and credit and power and position and praise. Like, which blessed family are you? Because when Babylon is cut off, when God judges the 2 forms of female, right, and he cuts one of them off, if you're still needing that toxic milk, you're going to die. And the time of judgment has come. But if you realize that you are a blessed child, actually, that credit gets accrued to mother for having birthed and raised a successful child. So successful that the child, cutting of the umbilical cord means you don't need her anymore. So if you still need the umbilical cord, then the mother hasn't finished her job. So who's the one that actually crowns the mother as successful? If you die after the loss of the umbilical cord or the connection with the mother, you're the one that is the evidence that the mother wasn't good enough yet. She didn't finish her job. What kind of blessed family are you? When my friend said that and he brought in the image of the umbilical cord, boy, we were of one accord. I'm telling you, there's a community out here outside the church, and we represent the future. And there is no organization. There's just projects that the children of God do to save and take care of their world. And we already have the authority to bless our own children. So why stay stuck? God's not even letting you stay stuck. And it's through that lens that you understand why these things are happening in the movement.